Good evening and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. I'm Katie Looper, leading our news tonight. The University of Alaska Board of Regents gave thumbs down to a proposal to hike tuition by 4%. UA President Pat Gamble proposed the increase for the 2015-2016 academic year, saying the move would raise about $4 million as the system navigates tight budgets. The university faced a $26 million budget gap this year amidst raising fixed costs and lowering legislative funding. 7 of the 11 regents voted against the proposal on Friday. Some said more needed to be done to cut costs within the UA system, while others worried about the long-term impact of frequent tuition increases. Another walkaway has been reported from the North Star Center halfway house in Esther. State troopers say Tyler Raymond last left the facility and was seen wearing a dark hooded sweatshirt and blue jeans. According to court records, Raymond was charged this February with the misdemeanor theft. Anyone with information about Raymond's whereabouts is asked to call state troopers at 451-5100. The State Transportation Department is proposing a $570 million road project to connect Juneau to Alaska's main highway system. The draft environmental impact statement remarks that the department's last attempt to advance the long-term simmering project. A U.S. District Court judge halted a prior plan, saying the state ought to consider a fuller range of alternatives for improving travel access to southeast Alaska. The road would not be a direct link to highways out of Skagway or Haines. Motorists would still have to make a short trip by ferry.
We look at wetlands, we look at marine life, other terrestrial animals, such as wildlife like moose, bears. It gives the Department of Transportation a lot more flexibility with running its mainline ferries. By reducing the 100 miles off of the ferry system, we're now have more flexibility to provide more ferry service to other communities in Southeast.
Last year, Interior Secretary Sally Jewell rejected a proposal land swap with the community of King Cove that would allow construction of a one-lane gravel road through Umbizic National Wildlife Refuge. Monty Bowen has the latest update on the story.
King Cove Road to provide emergency medical patients access to an all-weather airport at nearby Cold Bay. They say lives are endangered when aircraft cannot reach their own airport because of poor weather.
Able to get people in medical emergency situations to Cold Bay on many occasions. Just using this year as an example, we had 11 medevacs since January of this year, and 6 of those were assisted by the U.S. Coast Guard.
Yesterday, Governor Sean Parnell was in King Cove and signed House Joint Resolution 30. The measure urges the Interior Secretary to reconsider her decision on the Eisenbeck land exchange.
Our issue now continues to be the 8 miles within the wilderness boundaries that we need access in order to connect existing roads in Cold Bay.
Residents of King Cove have been fighting for a road between the two communities for over 30 years.
This community strongly maintains we need this road, and it will continue to fight for it as long as we don't have the access.
The state of Alaska and King Cove Corporation offered a total of 60,000 acres of land in exchange for 206 acres of federal land to build the road. The feds did not respond, so the corporation sued. This is Monty Bowen reporting.
We'll have more when the weekend's only televised newscast returns. Stay with us. Welcome back. Once again, it's time for another look at one of the 20 agencies of the United Way of the Tanana Valley. This time we learn about Thrive Alaska. Mike Schultz has more.
Thrive Alaska has evolved over the past 40 years, from beginning as Play and Learn to what it has become today, an early childhood services hub offering a variety of services to the community. The organization provides support to over 2,000 families in the community, and they're led by Executive Director Alicia Burka. She says as they are new to the United Way of the Tanana Valley, she expects the funds that she receives will massively benefit her agency.
Well, we serve so many families and providers, and we have staff. One of our grants requires our staff to be degreed, our Head Start program, and so We plan to use that money to help families in need. We are also mandated by the federal grants that we have to serve the neediest of the needy in our community. And so we would like to provide them with emergency services when they need it.
I asked Alicia what makes her most proud of what her agency has done for the community.
I would say that I am most proud that we have advocated for children and families for 40 years. We advocate and we continuously change and adapt our services to serve children and families. That's what I'm most proud of.
Finally, what does Alicia feel is her most fulfilling and rewarding moment while being involved with Thrive?
They're all fulfilling. Every day I have fulfilling moments, and I think that's why I stay. I love to think of our organization as helping to build a better community, because we need families to work for our community to get strong, and families need childcare.
Even though the campaign has ended, the United Way of the Tanana Valley is always accepting donations. And remember, all donations stay within the community. Mike Schultz reporting.
Volunteers with the Fairbanks Youth Advocates are still tallying up the numbers from the recent event, One Homeless Night. The annual event is hosted in order to raise awareness for homeless youth in Alaska, particularly the Fairbanks area. Last year's event raised over $13,000 for the nonprofit organization that helps Alaska's homeless youth by providing a safe place for them to stay. The door, which was built to accommodate numerous homeless youth, will directly benefit from the fundraiser and volunteers, where they say they are always looking for help to keep their program going.
Youth ages 12 to 18 who either need a place to stay or feel like they need a safe place, or they just, for a wide variety of reasons, they come here. They don't feel like they have a safe place to stay, and they come here. But in general, I can say, for example, in the last week, we've had as few as 2 kids here and as many as 8 kids here spend the night with us. So on Saturday nights, we do a potluck or a barbecue, and we actually invite, anyone, all the kids to come by. And we see even about up to 15, 20 kids here have come by for the barbecue.
4 years ago, what originally started as Coats for Kids developed into a winter clothing drive for all ages. KTVF and Madden Real Estate partnered up to help kids stay warm in the interior. Since then, it's grown significantly, and they are now donating to 8 different local nonprofit organizations with a vast collection of winter gear that not only includes coats, but boots, hats, scarves, and mittens.
Winters are long here, but you really got to get out and enjoy the winters. And I feel like, families should be able to go out and recreate in the winter. It's so beautiful here in the wintertime. And, everybody should be equipped to be able to do that, and it's not just for survival or getting to school or work. It's really, I want to see families getting out and enjoying what Fairbanks has to offer in the winter.
And if you want to drop off winter clothing for Coats for Kids Drive, there are 3 available locations. Madden Real Estate in North Pole is at 71 St. Nicholas Street next to the Santa Claus House. Their Fairbanks location is at 810 Barnett Street, and our KTVF sales building is downtown on 7th and Cushman behind Wells Fargo. And Stewart's Folly is a local nonprofit production company that is collaborating with Silver Gulch Brewery and Restaurant to host a fire circus called Cirque Noir that starts late this evening and goes throughout the equinox night. Carrie Seward, starter of Stewart's Folly, is a ringmaster tonight for a show full of fire hula hooping, flame juggling, and fire spinning of all different kinds. Fairbanks Fire and Flow, our local fire hoop troupe, will be performing along with Aurora Lewis, a very skilled hula hooper that is joining us from Anchorage for the show. They will also have other circus acts such as jugglers, unicyclists, and magicians.
When you come, you should expect to see a very exciting whole crew of circus people doing their circus thing, and then some really beautiful fire spinning and fire dancing and fire nunchucks and fire rope dart and all kinds of stuff. The whole point of the Stewart's Follies company is to bring new and exciting things to Fairbanks that aren't being found anywhere else.
And coming up in sports with Austin Buchanan, one team in high school football made history last night after their big win. Who won today's football action, Monroe Rams or Allison Ravens? Find out and much more after this. Stay with us.
Welcome to Alaska to our Saturday Sportscast. Austin Buchanan here. Time to take a look at some sports. Let's go. Well, after getting their first win of the season on the road last weekend, the West Valley Wolfpack looked to keep the momentum going at home against the visiting Juneau Douglas Crimson Bears. The teams will trade blows in the first quarter as Juneau's quarterback Dorian Isaac finds his backfield weapon, Manice Make, in the corner of the end zone. And the red and gold answer with a Zach Lester read option quarterback keeper as he drags Make past the pylon. Then Joshua Cummings heats up and the Wolfpack's runner explodes for a 66-yard run, cutting and pounding through Bears defenders. Then Lester goes to the air attack and finds Prince Cooks loose over the middle for a 20-plus yard touchdown, and the Wolfpack lead Juneau 27-15 at the half. A quick West Valley fumble allows Isaac quarterback Sneak to score, but the Pack answers with another Cummings blast as he rips off a 39-yard chunk and scores to make it a 32-22 West Valley lead. The Wolfpack offense keep the foot to the pedal, and Prince Cook strikes from 40 yards out with a nice sweep handoff to the house. And Xavier Jones drives in the nail with a touchdown run up the gut, and West Valley earns a back-to-back wins with a 46-35 win over Juneau. Last night, Lathrop hosted Palmer in high school football action. Joe Cook has the insight and the recap. Joe?
Senior night at Lathrop Stadium as the Malamutes recognized their 12 seniors and cheerleaders before the game. The senior class and the rest of the team hoping tonight won't be their last home game. But the visiting Palmer Moose were trying to play spoilers early on. Jarrett Layton put Palmer on the board first with a 15-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. Lathrop would make sure they would answer after burning 2 timeouts. They convert on a 4th and 11 play. Glenn Maiden Jr. to Nathan Barnett to tie it at 7-all. After a nice kick return, it took 2 plays, and Palmer was back after the second and third effort from Darian Angle, and Palmer was ahead 14-7 with 1:51 left in the first quarter. It was looking a little shootoutish. Lathrop came right back with a Maiden to Daniel Holtree connection. He's a senior, and he made it a night to remember with a 48-yard score, tied again at 14-all right before the end of the first period. Palmer only attempted 3 passes all first half. The third was a halfback pass from Chase Ferris to Angle, good for 70 yards and the score, and the Moose get the top side of the scoreboard and take a 20-14 lead into halftime. Lathrop came out in the second half running the rock and gave it to Travis Phillips. The senior running back answered the bell. His 25-yard score gave Lathrop's first lead of the game, 21-20, with 5:23 left in the third quarter. But the Moose responded again. This time, Ferris would find the edge and trample down the sidelines, outrunning the Lathrop defenders for a 75-yard score, giving the Moose a 26-21 edge going into the final quarter. The 2-point conversion was no good. And then to start the fourth quarter, the Malamutes end a nice drive with another Travis Phillips run. He would not be denied, and he takes it in, a 10-yard plunge, and Lathrop takes a 28-26 lead with 11:42 to go. Fast forward to the final minutes of this game. Neither team could manufacture points, but Palmer had a chance for a heartbreaker as Jarrett Layton broke through the Lathrop defense, but Garius Maiden chases him down and gets a touchdown-saving tackle for the Malamutes with 1:13 left in the game. Palmer would commit penalties, and a Lathrop sack on third down forced a 4th and a mile that the Moose would not convert. Lathrop holds on for a 28-26 win, extending their win streak to 5 games. The victory clinches their first Rail Belt Conference title since 1998.
And I knew that they were going to give him the ball, and so I saw the hole open, and my first response was to run back, just in case he broke through. And, I was just right there to make a play. And I dove for his ankle, and I got it. So that's all I can really say.
Oh, it feels great. Last year we had an opportunity, but we fell short because of me, because I was bad defense. But that's okay. I had come back my senior year. It feels good to win.
Earlier today, the Monroe Rams hosted the Eielson Ravens for some rainy football action. The rain did not stop these teams from their matchup. Both teams opened up with their first drives with a touchdown, making the game a tie at 6-6. Ravens took over the game late in the first after Ryan Cook picks off the Rams' pass and returns it for a touchdown, then converting the 2-point conversion. 14-6 now, Ravens. Ravens get the ball back and continuing to score after number 40 scores on a 35-yard touchdown run, ending the opening quarter 20-6. And Ravens still maintaining that lead. Second quarter, Rams still can't catch a break as the Ravens keep the rally going after Anthony Griffith gets his name called, taking it to the house twice with a total of 75 yards combined in the second quarter for a touchdown run. The Ravens claim the victory 52-6. Today's victory means the Ravens hold their perfect record for the season. Equinox Marathon competitors pushed through misty rain and challenging 26.2 miles of up and down terrain earlier today. But Tees Sorry was the overall winner. Today marks his 14th Equinox Marathon. It also marks Sorry's 4th time as the Equinox champion. Last year he placed as runner-up to David McKay at 44 years old. Sorry is also the marathon's oldest winner ever. Benjamin Marvin placed second in the men's with Cody Priest trailing in third. Christy Marvin broke the record for the Equinox women's race time today. Her first place finish also made her a back-to-back women's Equinox champion. For updated Equinox Marathon race results and more information, check out equinoxmarathon.org. And now wrap it up for our sportscast tonight. Katie Looper has your full weather forecast coming up next. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to our Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. So I know today didn't look too good, right, Austin?
No,
it was
definitely not.
rainy.
Definitely not on a football field. The kids may have loved it earlier today, but when you're holding a camera, it's not too fun, especially with rain. But hopefully it's going to clear up, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be clearing up next week. Not too bad, but we'll take a look at our weather now. There's a normal high today of 53 and a normal low of 33. A record high was 73 in 1955 and a record low of 14 in 1947. Sunrise and sunset equals 12 hours and 30 minutes of daylight, giving a loss of 6 minutes from yesterday. Around the state today, starting on the southeast side, it's rainy in Juneau and Ketchikan in the mid-50s to low 60s. Anchorage and South Central are partly sunny with a chance of rain. Temperatures in the 50s, it's cloudy in Cold Bay and Bethel and partly sunny in Nome on the west side of the state. Temperatures all around the high 40s to low 50s. Moving up north, it's chillier in Barrow around 30 with snow showers already. Fort Yukon and the Fairbanks interior area is partly cloudy with isolated rain showers around 50. Now let's go to lower 48. We'll start on the northwest side of the states. It looks to be sunny near Seattle around 75, traveling down south to the Las Vegas and Phoenix region. It's in the high 90s still. Nice weather for the Midwest with temperatures in the 80s. As we move east, it shows sunny skies near Dallas and New Orleans with temperatures in the high 80s to low 90s. Rainstorms are expected in the Miami area and up the East Coast. They've got sunny skies in the New York with New York in highs around 75. Now let's check out our outlook for early next week. Cooler weather is moving in from the northwest coast on east, but as we look down south, it's going to be very warm and dry. Rain and lightning storms are expected in the Midwest and Southeast. However, nice weather for the Chicago and Minneapolis area, and real humid in the Southeast near Miami. But now back in Alaska, starting with the North Slope. Scattered snow showers in Barrow, cloudy with rain in Fort Yukon, and mostly sunny in Nome. It's 35 in Barrow and mid-40s for Fort Yukon and Nome. Now back home in the interior, mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers across the region, and temperatures are in the mid-40s. And now down southeast, it's rain in Juneau and rain for Ketchikan as well. It's 58 in Juneau and 64 in Ketchikan. Moving west, mostly sunny in Bethel, mostly cloudy in Kodiak. Mostly sunny in Bethel and mostly cloudy in Kodiak. Isolated rain showers for Cold Bay. It's 47 in Bethel, 51 in Cold Bay, and 56 in Kodiak. And lastly, for our south central region, partly cloudy in Valdez, mostly cloudy in Anchorage and Homer with a chance of rain. Temperatures in the mid-50s. And for tonight's forecast, periods of rain and a little bit of patchy fog around 38. And for tomorrow's forecast, for tomorrow's forecast, 45 with mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers. And now finally for our extended forecast, it looks like mid-50s all across the board and 30s for our nightly temperatures. Tuesday we should expect a little bit of rain, but other than that it shouldn't be too bad with just with just a little bit of clouds, and I know those temperatures are dropping. We reported 70 last Sunday for our high, and now this Sunday's high is 45.
So you can definitely feel the winter and, you know, the bad word here, snow coming in.
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
I know, I don't either, but you know what? That's what our mobile app's for, so if they haven't downloaded it, you can check it out. And
that's right.
yeah, it's updates, news, just like, you know, some of the breaking news that we have.
And traffic updates, you know,
Absolutely.
you're on your way to work, it'll let you know in case, you know, just
Right.
like we had that standoff. I was on my way to work and then everything was just closed down. You had to go all the way around. And
Yeah,
it'd be nice
definitely
to know.
in the winter approaching, and you know, our team will keep you up to date.
Exactly. But that'll wrap up our Saturday edition of the Fairbanks Evening News, and we're glad you could join us.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11, or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
From all of us here at the News Center, have a good weekend.